The last times in our meetings we moved within the developmental paradigm of the spiritual path. And tonight I want to relax into the direct path paradigm of the Mahamudra Dzogchen tradition. So the developmental view on the path is something which is familiar to us. It fits into our culture, a culture of progress, a culture of a sense that there's something wrong with us, that something needs to be fixed, that we need to get somewhere. So the developmental view on the path says something like, you're not there yet, and I don't know, there would be awakening or enlightenment or relaxation or health. And there's a path, and then if you are a good student and you work hard, particularly through working hard, you will get there in the future. So the developmental model of the past says something is missing, something is lacking. And that what is lacking you can get there, or it will be given to you in the future. So I guess that makes sense for all of us. I guess we are all more or less in the business of self-development and have spent quite some time and money and books. And we have put crystals into our nose and and took 5-ODMT and went to Muji and did some hot yoga. Tried ayahuasca. And I guess when you kind with a bit of humor look at this marketing, then it's easy to see that it's not going to end. There will be the next more powerful drug, there will be the next more sexy yoga, there will be the next more EFT, EMDR, who knows what. It's maybe a good way to spend one's time and money. So this is a challenge in the developmental part, that in the developmental view is it's never going to bring you there, because there will be always a different there will be a better there will be and quite often what happens, particularly when the developmental path is done with effort and with control, you actually confirm the whole time for yourself that there is someone here who can be awakened. So you confirm with the developmental path that there is someone here who is not complete, that there is someone here who is not at home. And I kind of have still a foot in the developmental path, as you know, but that's mainly out of business reasons. And also, it's challenging for us to trust the direct path. So if I would go too steep into the direct path, then I would lose some of you, and I don't want that. Not only out of business reasons. So the direct path says, where is the discovery? As Lama Yeshe, this is Lama Yeshe here. As Lama Yeshe says, we have everything available right now to be complete. We have everything available. Everything is available right now to slide into a place of contentment, of wholeness. And this is what I want to offer, invite tonight. To explore what happens if you let this moment be exactly what it is. To explore what happens if you allow yourself to find a place of peace within this moment. By allowing, by surrendering. To explore how deep your yes can be. How deep is the yes in your heart? So the mantra would be something like this too. This too. And of course there will be then buts. Yeah, but, I have this depression, I have this anxiety, I have this difficult relationship. So this too. The metaphor one could use is the sun and the sun rays. So the sun, the radiance of your own being, of your own essence, your own presence, which in the Tibetan tradition is sometimes called Rigpa, or your essence, innermost awareness. Someone translated Rigpa, innermost awareness. And then the sun rays, conceptions and perceptions, so your whole experience. The Tibetan word for that is Sem. So we have Rigpa, your own radiant, open heart, perfect, whole, connected. And then we have the radiance of Rigpa, Sem, which is your thoughts and feelings and your perceptions. The confusion starts when Rigpa is not recognizing Sem as its own radiance. So when the sun gets confused and sees the sun rays, it does not recognize the sun rays as itself. And in that moment happens a dualistic split. Suddenly the sun is, oh, there is the other. So there's the I and the identification with that central position, and the sun rays as the others, the other. You experience as the other. And then the sun starts to grasp or to defend. So Rigpa does not recognize Sem as its own sun rays. So tonight I invite you to fake, maybe to fake that everything you experience, every thought, every feeling, everything what you see, to see that as a radiance of your innermost nature. Not as something which you need to fix or control or do anything with it. And nothing is excluded. In other words, I invite you to explore the possibility of unconditioned love. Also, the thoughts who now tell you, yeah, but that's not possible. Of course, since things need to be fixed, things need to be different. So then also you see that as radiance of your innermost nature. Maybe that's what Jesus meant when he said heaven is now. So what happens if you let go of the need to feel better? What happens if you let go of the need to explain, to understand something? Then when you notice that you try to get somewhere, or that you try to get rid of something, see if you can relax that grasping, like a fist opening. So with the out-breath you can open that fist of grasping. What might support you in being here is to shift from the head into the body, into the whole body, from the toes to the top of your head. Letting this moment be exactly what it is. And letting go of the control freak, letting go of the meditator. With a heart like the sky. Could you allow yourself to find a place of peace within your experience, in the midst of your experience? Could you allow yourself to find a place of peace? By doing nothing. And then you might be able to enjoy the stillness, the silence which arises when we sit quietly together. Without calming down. The stillness which is surrounding and underlying, pervading whatever you experience. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing to understand. Just being here, not knowing where here is. And thoughts come and go, breath, sounds. The sun, your own presence, the radiance of your heart, and every sound, every thought, every sensation, including the discomfort, the sun rays. This too. Relaxing the grasping, like a flower opening. And with the in-breath sliding into the body, embracing and welcoming. And noticing how this moment happens by itself. Thoughts are coming and going, sounds are coming and going, sensations. And what happens if you don't add to this, or you don't try to take something away? Forget yourself. Could you allow yourself to find a place of peace in the midst of your experience? By surrendering. By dissolving into the vastness of your own presence. Boundaryless and centerless. Timeless. In the nature of love. In the Buddhist teachings, we hear again and again that we suffer, we struggle because of this distortion of reality. It's sometimes called ignorance, confusion. And this distortion of reality leads to a sense that there is a I somewhere here, and there's a objective world out there, independent. An objective, independent world out there. So that's, I guess, for most of us, most of the time, the sense we have, even right now. Even right now, it might not be very strong. It gets stronger when you feel threatened or when you feel criticized or you feel attacked. So then that identification with a central position becomes stronger. And the sense of being threatened or being criticized by something objective out there becomes stronger. So this dualistic split becomes strong. There's more contraction, there's more tension, there's more struggle, there's more suffering. So a lot of the methods in the developmental model help us to relax this resistance towards our experience. This is something we can very easily experience by when we experience some struggle, also when we sit here, because of course there's discomfort arising, restlessness, tiredness, or confusion. So we can test what happens when we, even just a tiny little bit, relax the resistance. Relax the resistance. Can you feel how you can do that? One can do it with some conceptual invitation, like, as I said, this mantra, yes, this too. But it is also like on a somatic level, on a visceral level. We have this capacity to kind of the other option you have is to try to get rid of it, to try to fix it, to try to calm down, to try to escape. And that increases our suffering, that increases that struggle. So one of the fundamental gifts of meditation practice is that we really cultivate a deep habit of relaxing the grasping. This grasping, I want this, I want more, I want to have more peace, I want to calm down, I want to relax, I want to feel better. That's the one grasping, and the other is, I don't like this, I don't want to feel this, I don't want I don't want to embrace it. I don't want to. I don't want to make space for it in my heart. So if you are a meditator and you have invested quite some time into controlling and fixing and trying to get somewhere, this might be a bit challenging because you wasted your time. No. you had to do what you had to do to come here. But sometimes this is actually easier for people who have not invested so much time into a spiritual path. It's difficult for people who have invested a lot into the self-improvement project to suddenly sit close to someone in a retreat who hasn't meditated at all. You have meditated for 20 years and there's this person, and it's just completely surrender. It's hard. So this could be one part of our exploration, is to become curious about this sense of I, the sense of the central position. To become curious about that. And having busy lives and living in relationships, this will be, and having children, this will be, it will be constantly available to us, this I. This I. Are there any questions, comments? Rebellious thoughts? These are the best.
Question. So the sun sending out its rays, and then the sun contracts, as I understand it from your metaphor. The sun sends out its rays, it sees the rays, and then says, ooh. So it creates the split there. Mm-hmm. Before, I understood it that the sun sends out the rays get kind of self-identified and makes itself an entity. And then looks at itself as if it's solid. So I didn't know that, I wasn't, in my understanding, it wasn't Rigpa that contracted, it was Sim contracting and identifying with itself. slow. Or is it, this is my, so then I followed my own thought. So then it's kind of, the sun becomes immature, it kind of regresses into a sort of a lesser sun on itself. Is that possible?
No.
No.
I have to think about it. So far this metaphor worked quite well for me.
Before the wavy, I was thinking of the waves, and before the wave becomes the wave, and then it contracts, and it forgets that it's the sea, it's the ocean. But now it's the ocean which is becoming.
Yeah, maybe you might make it too complicated.
All right.
Yeah. So with this metaphors, it's like, I haven't used that metaphor so much. Was it the first time you heard that?
Yeah.
How did it make you feel in the meditation?
As I described it, like I regressed. There was a regression. Like if I imagine to be the sun, and then the sun goes, "Oh, I don't like that." Oh, really? So that was my, like I said, it was a feeling of regression. I became.
But that contraction or that feeling of regression, that's all part of Sem.
Yeah.
So there is that which is aware of what you just described.
Yeah.
And that which is aware of what you just described, that would be the sun.
Yes.
So it's right. The confusion is not in the sun.
Yeah.
The sun stays the sun. Rigpa stays Rigpa, and is so your innermost nature is always boundaryless and centerless, and is not touched by the confusion and the contractions.
Yeah. In that case, it was very good to witness that layer. Oh, I'm sunny.
How was it to sit here without clear instructions?
Uncomfortable. Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, yeah.
I didn't like it.
No.
And it seems like there's it's like a paradox when you're trying to embrace everything that is and not to be that's part of the journey towards something. It seems like there's an inbuilt paradox.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the struggle.
Yes, it's very difficult to give instructions to do nothing. So then even doing nothing becomes something to do, where you can fail. So that's why one way to share is through silence. But that can be also uncomfortable. What did you do with your discomfort?
Notice it.
You notice it.
It's really uncomfortable. I like to open the windows and make it less hot and drink water and move around and accept everything. It's quite hard.
Yeah.
There's a layer of disapproval that comes in when you're like trying to accept what is and what is not comfortable. it should be comfortable in the discomfort. It's like it's furry.
You try to make the discomfort comfortable.
Yeah, sort of, or like accept that it's uncomfortable, but I really don't like it.
Was there a bit of a fluctuation in the discomfort, or
What do you mean by
fluctuation, like
yeah, it changes.
Yeah, like changes, like from bad to worse.
No, probably from like being okay and thinking it's really annoying and going into thinking like, where does this man start talking, and then going back into like being okay with it for a moment. And yeah, so I guess that's what you mean by fluctuation.
Yeah.
It moves all the time.
Yes, it moves.
And that feels like a bit of a struggle. Like,
yeah.
Then you lose it again, and then you want it back, and then
What do you want to do about it?
I guess lose the layer of disapproval of it. So just be okay with that the fluctuation is there.
Yeah.
I think that would be.
That's a good start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like to
Just to just notice that this is what's going on.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Did it make sense to you from a conceptual, like
Yes.
yeah, right?
Like
If I don't resist,
what's that?
like, did it make sense to you when I said like to soften the resistance?
It made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The image of like loosening the grip.
Yeah.
There's this tightness,
Yeah.
and you open it up a little bit, and it gets tight again. and
Yes.
you open
Yeah.
it up. Yeah. So that
Yeah.
made a lot of sense.
That makes sense.
And it also was like a visceral feeling of tightness.
Have you meditated before, or
Not much.
not much? So it's a good exploration. I hope you become more curious about this. Thank you. Yes.
I think I'm kind of a lazy guy. I always embrace it when you say you're already there.
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. I don't have to actually go anywhere else to look for it. I just it kind of works for me anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime you do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
I'll go now. That's okay. And
Yeah.
it's fantastic every time. It's
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you for that one. I love it.
Yeah. It's maybe also because you have been listening to me for a few years, so one get like conditioned, and then somehow something in you responds to it. You don't know exactly what's happening or how you do it. It's just
accept it.
yeah. You just relax into it.
Like when you've heard it enough times, you start to believe it.
Yeah.
But I don't feel it like fake news.
You don't?
I don't feel it like it's fake news.
No.
I think it's
Yes.
every time it's actually acceptable.
Yeah, it becomes an experience for you. Okay, so let's have a break, 15 minutes, and then we will try again. Those who stay.